Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to DCS World 2.9.1 and Heat Blur Simulation's AJS37 Vegan module. Welcome to Tutorial 9, BK90 Mjölnir. The BK90, otherwise known as the Bomb Capsule 90, is a type of glide bomb cluster munition used by the Swedish Air Force. It can carry up to 72 bomblets. It is autonomously flown towards a designated target area, and it then explodes over the target, distributing a bunch of bomblets which will cover a given area. It's possible to carry up to 4 of the BK90, as shown here, on pylons 2, 3, 5 and 6. You can also choose between 3 different fillings for your cluster munition. These are MJ1 bomblets, which are high explosive frag. 72 are contained in this loadout. MJ2, which is high explosive anti-tank. In this configuration you have 24 bomblets. Or you can have the mix MJ1 plus MJ2, which gives you 12 high explosive anti-tank and 36 high explosive fragmentation. It's possible to launch the weapon individually or in pairs. It's not possible to launch all 4 at once. And if you're launching multiples, or doubles as it were, you have options for the spread that you would like. It defaults to what it calls compact, where the 2 weapons will overlap and basically attack a same kind of compact area. Or you can configure it for long, in which case one will detonate just before the target and the other will detonate just after. There's also a wide mode where they'll detonate left and right of the target from your heading. Let's jump into the cockpit and take a little look at the setup. It's fairly simple for the BK90. On the weapon selector here, we want to make sure that we have attack selected. That will allow us to launch the BK90. And then the only other option we have here is impulse to launch individuals or series to launch pairs. I'm going to launch pairs here. Note that to launch pairs you have to press and hold the weapon trigger and it will drop 1 every 1.5 seconds. In impulse mode you have to tap the weapon trigger for each release that you want to do. I'm going to leave it in series today. And if you're making use of series, you'll need to tell the computer what mode you want them to, or what pattern basically you want them to cover. So for that, we put the CK37 into tactical mode, switch it to input master mode, and we enter codes with the address 92. So the default is compact. If you ever want that mode, it's 923000. For long, you enter 921000, and for wide, you enter 922000. Today we're going to do long patterns, so I'm going to enter the code 921000, and I press LS to program that. That's now entered. I can switch us back to output mode, and in tactical we have confirmation of what weapons are carried today. Today I've got sidewinders on the outers, and I'm carrying 4 Mjölnirs on pylons 2, 3, 5 and 6. We can now go back to actual position, and we'll just confirm that we have the target area selected. M3, we do. Excellent. Next I'm going to fly towards the target area, and we need to make sure that we're in parameters in order to release this weapon. This is a glide bomb, so it requires energy from the aircraft to reach the target, and the maximum range that you can achieve is based on your altitude and speed. We want to be no higher than 500 meters above the ground, and we also want to make sure that we are between 0.6 and 0.9 Mach in order for the weapon to reach the target. Slave mode for the HUD should be in F. We've currently got the radar altimeter on. I'm also going to set QFE for the target area, just as a backup. That's on. We're now going to go attack master mode. That gives us the central indicator, although the radar is currently off. I'm going to get down to a nice altitude, make sure that I'm within parameters, and then I will show you the symbology that we get in the HUD. Here we go. Okay, so while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and pause. What you're going to see is pretty standard actually for attack symbology. We have our altitude on the left hand side here in meters. I'm going to descend down to about 200 meters, although you can release the weapon anything up to about 500, and we will also get range indicators which are currently flashing. Now the flashing range indicators just mean that we're not in parameters yet. We're actually mainly just not close enough. I'm also going to want to go a bit faster, so I'm going to go zone 1 afterburner here. Just going to make sure I can see everything that I need to see. There we go, we're accelerating a little bit now. Actually, I'll maintain about 300. I'm going to hit the reference key on my stick, and then we can see that we are at the correct setting. Once we get in a bit closer, we're then going to get the range indications on the HUD, and I will pause then and show you what those look like. We're reaching about 10 kilometers now. We should start to get range indications soon. We've got them. Let's go pause here, and if I zoom in, this is actually very similar to many kind of weapon release indicators that we see in the Viggen. We have the range line, and we have maximum range as these outer poles, and minimum range as the inner pole. When we're within 3 seconds of being at the absolute minimum range, the range line will flash. So let's continue inbound just now. I'm going to go weapon safety up, and you can see that those poles stopped flashing now. And I'm going to wait until I'm in range. Speed is coming up. As soon as we're in maximum range, I'm going to press and hold. Pressing and holding. 1 away, 2 away, and I'm off. And we'll see the flight of these weapons. There they are, gliding towards the targets. And here are our targets. Let's see what happens. Look at all of those. Bomblets are dispensed, they're on little parachutes. And that worked pretty good. That worked pretty good. So after that, let's not crash the plane. We're going to go trigger safety back to safe. Just like that. And in master mode, back to navigation. And you would then... It's because you haven't overflown your target, you have to manually select the next waypoint. You don't get the automatic switch, and then we would make our way off target. So there you go. Very quick, very easy. That was a drop of 2, so I still have 2 BK90s on board if I wanted to employ some more. Let's gain some altitude as well. Taking a little look at that target area, you can see quite effective. We destroyed all but 1 vehicle, and we killed all personnel as well. So that was probably far more bomblets than were required for that particular target. But anyway, that was all just a bit of fun. So, like I said, a weapon selector in attack. Release mode, either series to do doubles or impulse to do singles. Note that in series mode you have to hold the trigger and you'll get a drop every 1.5 seconds. And then if you're doing a drop in series, make sure you go to tactical mode, input, and either input code 921,000 for long, that's one after another, 922,000 for wide, which is side by side, or 923,000, in which case they will overlap. So yeah, long, wide, or compact are your modes. You can actually release in Nav Master mode as well. You don't have to use the Attack Master mode, but I prefer it because the symbology is easier to follow. And then yeah, weapon safety up. Another thing to note, you'll see that I got it right now, red light on the altitude warning means that you're not at the right altitude parameters, and those parameters are between 200 and 500 meters. So, you know, I would get a red light just now. However, if I dive towards the ground and get myself into parameters, then things will be much, much rosier. And as for speed, parameter is between 0.6 and 0.9 Mach. I don't think you can launch them at above 0.9. That would probably make them unstable. I don't think they're designed to go supersonic, or even transonic for that matter. So red light is out. I now know that I'm within the right altitude parameters. Excellent. So that's how to make use of the BK90 cluster bomb. So, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. You also have the option of further supporting the channel by joining Deephack's ground crew. Thank you very much to those of you who've already done so. Your names are appearing on the screen now. There's some small benefits, such as being part of the Deephack's ground crew Discord, and occasionally we do flights together as well. So please consider doing that if you would like to. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.